श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम्। शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। वागीशाद्यासु मनसः सर्वार्थानां वक्रमेण त्वात् प्रकृत्यास्य नमामि गजाननं। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुसाक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। यो नित्यमच्युतपदाम्बुजयुग्मरुक्मव्यामोहतस्तदितराणि तृणाय मेने अस्मद्गुरोः भगवतो सिद्धैकसिन्धो रामानुजस्य चरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये। यस्य स्मरणमात्रेण द्वैतवासना प्रमुच्यते वधात्मकाय नमस्तस्मै भगवते श्रीरमणमहर्षये। हृदाकाशे सदा भान्तं शान्तम् आनन्दरूपिणं ज्ञानभानुं वन्दे सद्गुरुं श्रीसत्यसायिनं मम अन्तर्यामिनम्। दोर्धर्युक्ता चतुर्विस्फटिकमणिमयीमक्षमालां ददानास्तेनैकेन पद्मं सितमभिषेकं पुस्तकं चापरेण भासा कुन्देन्दुशङ्खस्फटिकमणिनिभा भासमाना समाना सा मे वाग्देवतेयं निवसतुवदने सर्वदा सुप्रसन्ना। कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलम्। गोष्पदीकृतवारीशं वशकीकृतराक्षसं रामायण महामालारत्नं वन्दे अनिलात्मजम् अञ्जनानन्दनं वीरं जानकीशोकनाशनं कपीशमक्षहन्तारं वन्दे लङ्काभयङ्करम्। उल्लङ्घ्य सिन्धोः सलिलं सलिलं यशोकवन्यं जनकात्मजाया आदाय तेनैव ददाह लङ्कां। नमामि तं प्राञ्जलिराञ्जनेयम्। आञ्जनेयमतिपाटलाननं काञ्चनाद्रिकमणीयविग्रहं पारिजातधर्मूलवासिनं भावयामि पवमाननन्दनं यत्र यत्र रघुनाथकीर्तनं तत्र तत्र कृतमस्तकाञ्जलिं। बाष्पवारि परिपूर्णलोचनं मारुतिं नमत राक्षसान्तकं मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूतमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि। वेदवेद्ये परे पुंसिजाते दशरथात्मजे वेदप्राचीन सदासीत् साक्षात् रामायणात्मना। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः। वैदेही सहितं सुरद्रुमतले हैमे महामण्डपे मध्ये पुष्पासने मणिमये वीरासने सुस्थितमग्रे वाचयति प्रपञ्चनसुते तत्त्वमुनिभ्यः परं व्याख्यान्तं भरतादिभिः परिवृतं रामं भजे श्यामलं। वामे भूमिसुता पुरश्च हनुमान् पश्चात् सुमित्रा सुतः शत्रुघ्नो भरतश्च पार्श्वदलयोः वायुवादकोणेषु च सुग्रीवश्च विभीषणश्च विराट्तारासुतो जाम्बवान् मध्ये नीलसरोजकोमलरुचिं रामं भजे श्यामलं। जानकीकान्तस्मरणं आञ्जनेय स्वामी की जय। यस्य त्वेतानि चत्वारि वानरेन्द्र यथा तव धृतिर्दृष्टिर्मतिर्दाक्ष्यं स कर्मसु न सीदति। On seeing Hanuman successfully overcome 3 obstacles in his path, Mainaka, Surasa, Simhika, all the Devas, Gandharvas, Siddhas, Charanas, Rishis, etc. praise him and declare that Yasya, the person, he who has got these 4 qualities, these 4 extraordinary qualities, such as you do, he shall never be distressed or depressed in work. Karmasu na sidati. Sidati, to become lost, to become depressed, to become stressed, to become despondent, to sit down in failure. Literal meaning, sidati, literal meaning to sit down defeated. English word sit comes from this word only. Asita, sit comes from that. But he who has got these 4 qualities will not have to face sorrow because of work. Karmasu na sidati. Yesterday we touched briefly upon this shloka work here does not refer to the worldly work that we do. Worldly work தானே வேற என்ன ஒர்க் பண்றோம்? In a way, all work is worldly only. If it's work, it's worldly. If it is not worldly, it is not work, it is worship. But one should not interpret this as you will attain success if you have these four. These four alone will not give you success. Prarabdha will have to decide it. Yatna prayatnamul manavadharmamu jayapajayamu daivadinamu. Again, it is only the action, effort which is in our hands. The jayapajayamu, success or failure, are all in the hands of the Lord. I've got these four qualities, therefore I will succeed in all my tasks. That is not necessary. Then are the gods lying through their teeth? No, not necessarily also. Because the work that they are talking about is something else. Physically, it is karma in the world. From the heart, it is bhakti. And in terms of the self, it is jnana. Karma, bhakti, jnana. In all of these three things, a person will not be defeated if he has got these four qualities. அப்படின்னு புரிஞ்சுக்கணும். What is successful action? When has an action been executed successfully by us? If we can retain our peace of mind while doing the action and after finishing the action also, then that action can be called a success. Irrespective of the consequences of the action, the repercussions, the fruits of the action, if one can retain their peace, then that action is successful. If you have everything but lose peace, then what is the point of it? On the other hand, even if you have nothing but you are peaceful, then you have got everything. Peacefully, if you are able to sit down. There was Katha Shulvame of this man who was happily sleeping under the tree in the afternoon. When this other fellow, more industrious fellow, comes and says, "What are you wasting your time for? Why are you sleeping like this? Do something." What should I do? Work hard. So what? Why should I work hard? You'll get a lot of money. And what will I do with a lot of money? You can eat well and sleep. I'm already doing it. Am I not already doing it? In the end, all endeavors are to acquire peace. If you're peaceful without any endeavors, then what is the problem? And if your endeavors themselves are going to make you lose peace, then what is the use of those endeavors? What is action for? Sukhatakatane. Sukhaya karmani karoti loke. Yeah. People in this world act in order to find sukha. Sukha na ennadinna. What is sukha? Sukha na happiness nu cholrom. And where does that happiness come from? Shantamuleka saukhyamuledu. Shantamuleka saukhyamuledu. Tyagaraja sings in a song, without shanti there is no sukha. Bhagavan says this in the Gita as well. Without shanti, there is no sukha. Ashantasya ko sukha. Ashantasya. Ashanti larkaravanukku sukham edu. Sukha is not merely accumulation of objects or name, fame, etc. What is the use of a name and fame when it whips you, lashes you without giving peace to you? You can remain anonymously peaceful instead of famously restless, isn't it? Everybody knows about you, and what happens when everybody knows about you? Everybody will talk about you. Half the people will say good things about you, half the people will say bad things about you. So that's all you will get. What's the point of it? They're useless, thane. Both are useless. The people who praise you are also equally useless. They don't have brains, so they are praising you. If they had brains, they will not praise you. Obviously, they have lesser brains than you, so they are praising you. How can you take the praise of those who have lesser intelligence than you seriously? Yoshiparu. No, who will praise you? Najama Yoshiparu, who will praise you? Who will praise you? Somebody who finds you admirable only will praise you. If they are finding you admirable, they are less than you. In some way or the other, they have to be less than you. If they are greater than you, they will not find you admirable. If you speak well and they praise you for speaking well, they cannot speak that well, therefore they are praised. If they can speak better than you, they will not praise you. If they can sing better than you, they will not praise your singing. Yes or no? They will encourage you instead. Ah, good job. Very good. Patronizing a chalwa. It will be patronizing. Good. Very good. You've improved. Very nice. They will be condescending to you, but they will not admire you. Who will admire you? Those who are equal to you will never admire you. They will only be jealous of you. Those who are equal to you will never admire you. They will be jealous of you. Those who are above you will be condescending to you. Those who are lesser than you alone will praise you. Who in their right minds will care about the idiotic prattlings of inferiors? But the world is running towards this praise only. Yes or no? You're a foolish pargo. Actually, if you really analyze it, dissect it and see, anybody who is praising you is inferior to you, is lesser than you, he is merely bootlicking. And why serious idiot me? So where is the need to run after praise? Where is the need to run after? If blame comes in, அவளுக்கு என்ன தெரியும்னு சொன்னார். யாரு? நட்டேஷ் ஐயர். ஹால் நட்டேஷ் ஐயர்னு ஆசிரமத்தில், in ரமணாசிரம், there was a person, his name was ஹால் நட்டேஷ் ஐயர். ஏன் ஹால் நட்டேஷ் ஐயர்னு தெரியல ஒரு பேர். நட்டேஷ் ஐயர் வேற நட்டேஷ் ஐயர் வேற எங்கேயும் இருப்பார் போல இருக்கு. There was another notation, and in order to differentiate between the two notation, one was hall notation, other was outside the hall notation. என்ன notation? இவருக்கு என்ன ஆகும்னா, இந்த நட்டேஷ் ஐயருக்கு used to get very angry. He had a very short temper, and he was actually அவர் கிச்சன் நட்டேஷ் ஐயர் தான் இருக்கணும். அவர் கிச்சன் தானே ஒர்க் பண்ணாரு. இல்லை கிச்சனில் ஒர்க் பண்ணல. அவர் he was working in the kitchen, and he will always get into problems with the ladies in the kitchen. ஏதோ சண்டை வரும். He will has a short temper, they will say something, he will immediately flare up, and there will be always. And he couldn't bear that, நல்ல கதை அவருக்கு. அப்புறம் one day, when very angry, he comes to Bhagavan to complain. And when he stands in front of Bhagavan, he actually wants to complain, but for some reason he is not able to say that. Instead he says, I will go Girivalam. Bhagavan, I am going Giri Pradakshanam. Okay. The Kova thought of, I am going Giri Pradakshanam. So he went Giri Pradakshanam. And as he was going, walking, no matter what emotions you have, when you start walking, everything goes away. You're tired, legs are paining, 14 kilometers, you have to go. Everything is forgotten. Anyway, peace comes. When you go around Arunachala, Shanti comes. So by the time he came back, he was composed. From then on, he realized, if ever he became very angry, he would go Giri Pradakshanam. So if he was ever found doing Giri Pradakshina, I thought, so he one day came to Bhagavan and said, Bhagavan, I don't know anything. He was lamenting that everybody else seems to have made so much progress, everybody else seems to know so many things, and he didn't know anything. I don't know anything. Bhagavan immediately, Bhagavan immediately said, you know that you don't know anything. You say, I don't know anything. So you know that you don't know anything. So you know. So find out who knows. As usual. But that itself became Taraka Mantram. Initiation. His Swabhava never changed. Till the end, his Swabhava did not change. He will keep behaving in the same brusque, abrupt manner. Years after Bhagavan Samadhi, Mahasamadhi also, he was staying there in the ashram. And he would still be the same way. And if anybody came and asked him any questions, Ganeshan and Nalla if he asked any questions, say, I don't know anything. Bhagavan I do not know anything. I mean, he was very proud that he knew nothing. What do I know? For once it so happened somebody was criticizing Natesh Iyer because of his behavior. Apo Ganeshan came to him and said, they are saying these kind of things about you. Okay. Okay. Natesh Iyer said, what does he know? What does he know? This is the truth. We don't know anything. Somebody is criticizing us. The very fact that they are criticizing us itself means they don't know. Otherwise, will they criticize us? If somebody is criticizing you, it is 100% proof, evidence that they do not know. Because they do not realize it is a waste of their time to criticize you because you are not going to change. What is the point of criticizing you? Is anything going to happen? Nothing is going to happen. No. So they do not know. What do they not know? They do not know that they are wasting their time. When with so much of love and compassion we are advised, we are told of the things, God himself can come and tell us, even then we are not changing. When somebody criticizes us, are we going to change? So he is wasting his time criticizing us. So if somebody is praising us, he is a lesser fellow who doesn't have two grey cells put together in his head. So no need to take his praise seriously. If somebody is criticizing us, what does he know? No need to take it seriously. Shanti Haya Shanti dhane venum. Results do not matter. Action I am doing some action because we are starting off doing the action thinking I will accomplish this, I will do that. Adi Raghava Nirmukta Shara Swasana Vikramaha Gachet. Rama is doing. Ishvara is doing. Ishvara already knows what he wants to accomplish and achieve by this. Like an idiot, I am thinking I am going to do. Nareber Martin to do adilla. Real trap in a dream. Swami Shulirkar, I have to do. And I am undo. Swami Dhariyado. He already knows what he wants to accomplish through you. Then we'll go, Swami, I couldn't do it. It's a failure. It's not a failure. The fact that you thought it is a failure is a failure. Admittal failure, yes. What is a failure? If you set out to do a task and you came back saying, I did not do it, it was a failure. To recognize it as a failure is a failure. Who said it is a failure? It is a success. Who said it is a failure? ஒரு கதை சொல்லுவா இல்லையா ஒரு குரு several stories are told like this, no? A guru told a man there was a big rock. He said, push this rock, and the rock was on the path. Push this rock. So daily you will push it and push it and push it and nothing will happen. Rock will not budge. It is not moving at all, but Guru told me to push it. I better move it. He was pushing and pushing and pushing. Days he was pushing. Nothing happened. Finally he came and said, I don't know why you asked me to push. The rock is not budging. Rock never moved. You asked me to push. The rock never moved. Guru Shannar, I never asked you to move the rock. I only asked you to push the rock. What does it mean? Push the rock, move the rock. Guru Shannar, look at your muscles. The muscles are all well developed, very strong. By your constant pushing, constant exertion, his muscles have become well developed. He said, I never asked you to move the rock. I only asked you to push it so that your muscles will get developed. So, we are assuming that success, we have got to do this, accomplish. The success, what is success? Doing it without getting caught in it is success. If you can get out without getting caught, you have already succeeded. Maze madri. When you get into a maze, garden maze, a hedge maze, what is the point of it? To get out. If you get out, you have already succeeded. Whether you get out through this entrance or get out through that entrance does not matter. Or there is one way you go in. You can either get out left or go right. Right. Whether you came out right or came out left does not matter. What matters is that you come out. So in an action that we do, success and failure are immaterial. Success and failure are in the hands of the Lord. Bhagavan can never question us, why did you fail? And we can immediately say, who asked you to allow me to fail? Why didn't you make it a success? If God says, what can I do? Then you're useless fellow. Shut up. Then why are you asking me? You don't know. Bhagavan namakita vandu, God asked, why did you fail? Why did you fail me? What do you mean, why did I fail you? What can I do? It is up to you now. If you can't do anything, why are you asking? If you have no rights to set it correctly, then you have no right to ask me also. So success and failure are not as we understand success and failure to be inga karmasu nasidati nu solra. In active, in your action, in karma, you will not fail, you will not become despondent, you will not become defeated. What does it mean? You will not get caught by that karma. Karma will not touch you. That's not meaning in it. Naivam papam avapsyasi. Abdina Bhagavan tells Arjuna, fight this war. Ana eppadina sukha dukke same kritva labha labho jaya jayo tato yuddha yujjasva naivam papam avapsyasi. When will karma not touch you? Fight yuddhyasva, fight the war, but sukha dukke same kritva labha labho jaya jayo. Treat sukha dukkha that come out of the action as the same. Treat labha, profit and loss the same. Treat jaya, apajaya, victory and defeat as the same. Then the karma will not attach to you, will not stick to you. Adhan karmasu nasidati. Adukku enna venum? Adhan success in action. Clear புரிஞ்சுக்கோங்க. Success in action அப்படி என்னால் to get rid of the action without getting caught in it. How long should action last? அப்படி என்ன? Till that action is being executed, the action should last. After that, it should get lost. அதுக்கப்புறம் ரிசல்ட்ஸ் வச்சு நம்ம உட்கார்ந்துட்டு இருக்கக்கூடாது. We should not sit with the results because then the action is still going on. ஆனால் அது ஈஸி கிடையாது. It is not easy. It is not at all easy. If you go for a blood test also, you cannot wait until the results come. என்ன ஆகுமோ, என்ன ரிசல்ட்டோ. கோவிட் டெஸ்ட்டுக்கு போயிட்டு விஷாம இருக்க முடியுமா சொல்லுங்க. If you go for a COVID test, can you just sit? It's okay. When the results come, it comes. I'm not bothered about the result. சொல்ல முடியுமா? ஐயோ பாசிட்டிவா நெகட்டிவா பாசிட்டிவா. அப்போ we should analyze and understand, why am I bothered? அப்படின்னா ஏதோ ஒரு அட்டாச்மெண்ட் இருக்கு. ஏதோ I want it in one way and I'm afraid it might go the other way. அப்பதான் ப்ராப்ளம். அப்போ what do I need அப்படின்னா திருதி, திருஷ்டி, மதி, தாக்ஷம், இந்த நாலு. If I have these four at that time, then I will not be disturbed by the action while I'm waiting for the results. In fact, I will not even wait for the results. I will be busy doing the next action. Idam priya vishayam. Isn't it? Think about it. No? When you do an action and you're waiting for the results, you are not able to do another action while waiting. You are still hung up on that particular action and the anticipation of the results to come, that you cannot devote yourself to the next action that is at hand. So what do we need for this now? Dhritihi, fortitude. Dhriti அப்படின்னா தைரியம்னா அர்த்தம். தைரியம்னா என்னன்னா the capacity, the readiness to put up with whatever it is that comes to us. Endurance, forbearance, fortitude, இதெல்லாம் are the synonyms that are given for dhriti. Patience. Sherry, whatever it is, I'll put up with it. I'll endure it. I'll bear it. அப்படிங்கிற அந்த courage இருக்கே, that is called dhriti. Or a determination. Action has to be done. What is the point of this action or work? The action has to be done. No matter what the results is, I'll put up with it. I am ready to face it. அப்படிங்கிற அந்த எதையும் தாங்கும் இதயம் வேண்டும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவா இல்லையா? No matter what it is, I'll put up with it. I'll face it. When it comes, I will face it. அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு courage. அதுக்கு திருத்தின்னு பேர். When will we have this dhriti? அப்படின்னா when we have drishti. Drishtiனா vision. என்ன vision? Goal vision. Goal paakano. We've got to have the vision of the goal. What is the goal? Remaining peaceful is the goal. If you take your vision away from that particular goal, then you will get caught up in other things. Yeah? Focus. Where is my focus? Shanti. I have to remain calm. I have to remain happy. I have to remain undisturbed, peaceful. This is the goal. If I'm focusing on this goal, then I will be able to some extent take my attention away from the results which are going to make me jittery. Appo adukku enna drishti. And I should have the intelligence for this. Matina intelligence. Oh, if you have intelligence in doing the work, if you do the work intelligently, clever. Always we think of it in only one way. Clever, you've got to do the work cleverly. We got to do the work intelligently. Yes, true. But what does intelligence there mean? What does this cleverness mean? Cleverness so that you succeed. Intelligence so that you succeed. What is success? Remaining in peace. The old definition matram maatidungo. If you are able to cleanly and clearly understand what is success, if you are able to define success properly, then everything will fall in place. Success is not what you think it is. Success is remaining peaceful. Shanti da success. When my drishti, vision is fixed upon that goal, when I have then intelligently, when I act in such a way so that I do not get caught into the traps, agada intelligence one. Because if I take my attention away from the goal, then I will get caught in the trap. So in order to prevent myself from getting into the trap, I should have the intelligence to fix my attention on the goal. Consider daksham, skill. Negotiating through that karma in such a way without touching anything. When Surasa opened her mouth wide, Hanuman went inside without touching anything. Without touching her teeth, without touching her gums, without touching her tongue, without touching anything, go in and come out. That's daksham. Karma is there. You go in and come out of karma without touching anything. This is daksham. Skill in action, we're not doing it skillfully. Appo, dhriti, drishti, mati, daksham. Sakarmasu nasidati, he who has got these four is never going to be depressed by action. It's an action, let him do a lot of action. Action will never cause any depression to him. Hanuman is very active. Throughout Ramayana, we find Hanuman is the most active. Even when everybody else is sitting, Hanuman is flying. Patyala. What is Rama doing? Sitting and waiting. What is Lakshmana doing? Sitting and crying. What is Sugriva doing? Sitting and biting his nails. What are all the other monkeys saying? We couldn't find Sita. They are sitting. What are all these monkeys, the southern monkeys doing? Sitting on the shore of ocean, not doing anything. Hanuman is the only fellow flying. When everybody else is doing also, he is doing. When nobody else is doing also, he is going to do. There he is doing. Later on, when Lakshmana falls down also, everybody is sitting, what to do. But Hanuman alone is going to go fly and bring the mountain. Nagapasham, when it comes and everybody is tied up, Hanuman alone gets ready to fly up to meet Garuda. Hanuman is the one who goes. When everybody else is sitting still also, Hanuman is going. Hanuman never sat still. In paintings and photos, you will see Hanuman sitting still and doing meditation and all. Hanuman never had time to meditate. Where did Hanuman have time to meditate? Hanuman was busy. Hanuman was the most active person. Those who were sitting and meditating may be caught in depression. Hanuman was never caught in depression. He was busy running around. Even though he was running around all the time, he was in Shanti. Adhaningya karmasuna sidati, not defeated by action. Unwearied in action. He is doing action, but he is not tired of it. He is not weary. He is not depressed. He is not disappointed. He is not despondent. More and more action is heaped upon him and he is happily doing it, gladly doing everything with a smile. He never says, why should I alone go? Let somebody else go this time. Hey, jumping nala nandana. somebody else jump, I'm not jumping அப்படின்னு நான் சொன்னார். எங்க போனாலும் சரி ஆயில் இருக்குதோ அப்படின்னு கிளம்புறாரு இல்லையா? Action itself is not the problem. Physical tiredness is only one thing. Mental tiredness is the bigger thing. When we do action, physically tired ங்கிறது ஒன்றும் அப்படி கிடையாது. ஏன்னா even if you're physically tired, கொஞ்ச நேரம் உட்கார்ந்தா சரியாப்படும். If you sit down for a while, it will become alright. No? If you eat a little bit, you will become alright. If you sleep a little bit, you will become alright. The mental tiredness இருக்கே அதுதான் பெரிய ஒண்ணுமே இருக்காது. உடம்பு நல்லா தானே இருக்கு. Saturday, Sunday, body is all rested actually. No? Body is rested. All of Saturday and Sunday not doing anything, body is rested. Ana Sunday night, work tomorrow, school is there tomorrow. அப்படின்னா mentally tired. ஏன் என்ன பண்ண? What did you do? அப்படின்னா tiredness is not physical and tiredness is only mental. Why mentally tired? அப்படின்னா because you do not know how to navigate through the action without being touched by it. Because you are beaten by it, you are afraid of it even before it begins. Oh, tomorrow is Monday. Monday-itis அப்படிங்கிறா இல்லையா? They call it Monday-itis. GPs don't have a solution for it. You cannot go to a GP and say, I'm suffering from Monday-itis. Can you prescribe something? Medicine for it. The only thing they can say is resign. Quit your job, sit at home. அப்போ என்ன ஆகும்? அப்புறம் எவ்ரிடே ஐட்டிஸ் வந்துடும். At least this way you will only have Monday-itis. If you resign your job and sit at home, you will have everyday-itis. And every day it will be a problem. What to do? Problem, that is why Swami would say, change of work is rest. Swami would tell us, change of work is rest. If you're tired of doing something, but change it, do something else. Change of work is rest. But karma, action, does not become a botheration. You're performing work, but work is not a botheration. Adukku in the four, Dhriti, Drishti, Mati, Daksha. But how does Hanuman demonstrate all of these? The first thing, when Hanuman leaves, he encounters Mainaka Parvatam. Every time we do Sundarakandam, naturally we've got to discuss this. Mainaka rises up from the ocean. Mainaka wants to do good only. I want to do good to you. Do-gooders are some of the greatest problem people in the world. As Swami Ramatirtha said, no? There are far too many people in that business of doing good to others. Far too many, it's overcrowded. The business of doing good to others is overcrowded. Everybody wants to do good. I will do good, I will do good. It is no good. Mainaka says, I am going to do good to you. You can sit down, you can rest yesterday. இவரே ஏதோ தையான்னு குதிச்சுட்டு இருக்காரு. மொமெண்டம் வேர்டாக இருக்கு மனுஷனுக்கு. இது ரன்னிங் எல்லாம் இது மொமெண்டம் வில் கோ இல்லையா? மேரத்தான் ஓடுறவன் அப்படி ஓடிட்டே இருக்கான். அங்கே உட்காந்து அங்கே வச்சுத்தனை காப்பி கிப்பி அதை சவா ஷாட்டு போறலாம் அப்படின்னு. அவன் என்ன அவன் வாட்டில் அப்படின்னு மேரத்தான் அவனே ஏதோ கஷ்டப்பட்டு ஓடி வந்திருக்கான். ஃபைனலி இஸ் ரீச்ட் மொமெண்டம் ரன்னிங். You stop him, getting up and going again will be difficult. கிரிவலம் போர்ச்சே பார்ப்போமே நம்ம. When you are going கிரிவலம், no? As long as you are walking, it will be okay. எங்கேயாவது ஒரு இடத்துல சரி ஒரு தன்னை பார்த்தா ஒரு கல்வெட்டு இருக்கும், அவங்க உட்காந்து போமே அப்படின்னு உட்காந்துட்டோம். ஆனால் you sit down, அப்புறம் ஒரு 15 minutes அப்புறம் எழுந்து கழிச்சா ஐயோ திருப்பி எழுந்துக்கணுமே திருப்பி நடக்கணுமே அப்படின்னு the momentum will go away. It becomes a very painful thing to get up and walk again, isn't it? Those of you who have done Girivalam and sat down in between will know this. அதுக்கு it is better to finish it off rather than sit down in one place. அவன் ஏதோ அனுமான ஒரு மலையில குதிச்சுட்டு போனார். மைனாக்கு குதிச்சா அது சாலிடிட்டியும் கிடையாது. அதுக்கு அட்லீஸ்ட் மகேந்திர பர்வதம் was solid, no? When Hanuman could step on it and jump. If here he stopped அப்படின்னா, if he steps on Mainaka, what will happen? Mainaka will sink into the ocean. What will happen to Hanuman then? Where will he find his springboard? Mainaka doesn't think about all of that. Ocean also doesn't think about all of that. Both of them say, let us give him some hospitality. In flight, ரொம்ப அவசியம். இப்போ அங்கேயிருந்து மனக்கிட்ட யாரும் கேட்காமையே, without anybody asking, this fellow comes up and says, I will offer some refreshments to you, snacks to you, rest and eat and go. அப்படின்னா அப்போ although good intentions come, sometimes these good intentions are also a great trap. Generally they are a great trap. They want to offer with good intention, but the moment you accept it, then you fall into a sense of obligation towards them. இவ கொடுத்தாளே அப்படின்னு தோணும் இல்லையா. தாட்சிணியம் இல்லாமல் இருந்தோம்னா நிம்மதி. தாட்சிணியம் தனநாசம்னு சொல்லுவாள். If you are completely without any sense of obligation ஒன்றும் இல்லாமல் இருந்தால், then it is fine. But if you are into the trap அப்படின்னா, most people will fall into the trap. They will feel, oh, he did this, I'm obliged. Most people will feel that. Yeah? If you take help from somebody, you automatically feel obliged towards them. Who can feel completely without any obligation? One, the most ungrateful wretch. Second, Jnani. Bhagavan Gita le solran. Prema Gita le solran. Bhagavatam, when Bhagavan is talking to the Gopikas, he says, when love is given to you, there are those people who do not reciprocate. Even though favors are done to them, they don't reciprocate. Who are those? The worst, vilest of creatures who have no sense of gratitude at all. They are cruel, innately cruel. Adhanala, even if you do good things to them, they will bite you. But the same, the second category are in the highest being Jnani. No matter how much good you do to him, Jnani does not feel any obligation towards you. Sankalpas do not arise in the Jnani. And a Jnani says, who is doing? Ishvara is doing. To whom? Is to himself. Who am I to feel obliged? I'm free. Jnani is absolutely free. Jnani can receive favors from anybody because he does not have the concept of receiving at all. He is like a child. If you go to some house of, where a child is, and you give some chocolate or biscuit or something to the child will take it and say, hey, and you don't. Then parents have to say, thank you. Thank you. You don't. It is more interested in the chocolate. Just because you have given the chocolate, child does not feel, oh, they have given chocolate, I better sit down and talk to them for 5 minutes. It will run away. Yeah, very refreshing it is. When you look at small children, we of course teach them, say thank you. It's already opening. The moment the child receives the chocolate, it is already busy opening it. Say thank you. Jnani is like that. He doesn't have any idea of thank you. Who's giving to whom? He is standing in that happy, blissful state where there is no you, there is no me, there is only Ishvara. Who is giving, who is receiving, who is the giver, who is the taker? Total debased wretch who has no sense of gratitude, let him give. Why should I be thankful to him? Next category. Vast majority will fall in between. And they will feel, oh no, he did it not. If you are in that vast majority, you better not accept any favors from anybody. Hanuman accept panikala. Even though Mainaka comes, he says thank you very much. He touches him as though accepted, but not really accepted. So I don't owe you anything. Get out of the way now. This is one way to look at it. Another way, of course, is that it is representing an Anukula Shatru. Somebody who means well but actually is an obstacle to you. It could be in your spiritual path, that interpretation that this crossing of the ocean is you're crossing Samsara Sagara, and in that you will find well-intentioned, well-meaning relatives coming and giving you all manner of advice which they think is right. That's an amazing thing. Yeah, I never cease to be amazed and astounded by the amount of self-confidence that people have in themselves. They actually think they are clever. They actually think they are intelligent enough to give advice to others. The only qualification they'll have is they have grey hairs. They have grown old. The moment they grow old, they believe they have the right and the authority and the capacity and the qualification to advise others. And they will say, There was an advertisement only. I can remember that advertisement. Long time ago it came. It was a Telstra advertisement. A man is driving his son to school. He is driving in a big truck. And he looks like a very rugged chap. Like he is not literate, basically. Basically a chap who doesn't know much. He is a fellow. And the child is sitting for his school work. He's asking, why did they build the Great Wall of China? The child asks, why did they build the Great Wall of China? And the man murikran. The man is blinking. He doesn't know what. Then he says, to keep away the rabbits. They had lots of rabbits in China. There were lots of rabbits in China. He's a farmer. Basically, if he puts a fence up to keep rabbits away from his farm. Adhanala, when the child asks, why did they build the Great Wall of China? Mandu, the fool should really say, I do not know. Instead of what he says now, to keep the rabbits away. There were lots of rabbits in China. About the advertisement, Telstra vachkongo. Please have Telstra. At least you can log on to the internet and find out the real reason instead of giving whatever nonsense come to your head. That's the advertisement. Very intelligent advertisement. And the I used to love seeing that ad whenever it used to come. The way he used to say was very nice. And he had the typical Awker, the Aussie accent like he would say it. Most people are like that. Most people don't know anything. But they will still say, "This is a problem again. There is nothing inside." See, even for diarrhea, something should be there in the stomach for it to come out. If it is not there in the stomach, it cannot come out. Even for that thing, something has to be in to come out. But this thing, without anything here, it will come out. That's எப்படியோ தெரியாது. ரொம்ப விசித்திரம் அது. For the orifice and the behind, something has to be there for something to come out. But this one, mouth, even if there is nothing in that, it will come out. அது விசித்திரம் அது. எப்படி எங்கேருந்து வந்தது? Where is it coming from? There is nothing inside there. How is it coming? It will come. They will blabber. They will give all kinds of advice just because I'm elder, I'm a parent, I'm a teacher. Imagine the child going and telling in school to keep the rabbits away. There were lots of rabbits in China. The child will trust the father. No. The sorry state of the world is because of this only today. Why is the world in this state? Why are you in this state? You listen to your parents, no? Whenever your parents told you something, what did you do? You thought it was the right thing. They know, they are parents. After all, they know. Is that not why you are in your current plight? Our teachers will tell us, world will tell us things. Teachers will tell us, if you go to school, you will be taught, work hard. Practice makes perfect. You should study hard. You should work hard. You should aim for success. Suppose you don't get good marks and you say, hey, it's okay, it doesn't matter. You can't be like that. You've got to get good marks. You do. Yeah. Then you say, oh yes, teacher has told, so I have to be like this. What does Krishna say on the other hand? Completely opposite. That is the problem of this world. Hanuman enna pandrar appadina Mainaka is one such example. It doesn't know anything. Samudra Raja Mainaka rendu per சேர்ந்து வேற. It is not one person's activity. Two geniuses have gotten together to make this blunder. Two geniuses have gotten together. Samudra Raja comes and tells, Mainaka, see, you owe a debt of favor to Ikshvaku, therefore to Rama. You owe a favor to Mayu, therefore to Hanuman. Adhanala, let us do a thing. Together, let us destroy their activity. Let us make sure that we create problems for them because we owe them a favor. Come, let us get it. கிணவனி தொலைகிறது இப்படி கிளம்பிடுத்து விளையாண்டோம் கூட்டணி வேற இதுக்கு ரெண்டுமா சேர்ந்து Samudra is thinking, what can I do? How can I help him? I will send this fellow. Is it help? But what does Hanuman teach us? Hanuman says that there will be people like this. Don't oblige them at all. Speak obligingly, but do not oblige them. Swami very often used to tell us, you cannot always oblige, but you can always speak obligingly. Hanuman shows us that. Hanuman, what does he do? Hanuman does not even speak. That's a different story. Hanuman says, I cannot stay, but by touching you, please take it as though I have accepted your atithya, your hospitality. Abhi he touches, yeah. அதுக்காக இப்போ சொல்கிறாளே பாவம் Mainaka also is saying with good intentions only. Therefore let me rest. இன்னும் ரெஸ்ட் பண்ணலை. Your good intentions are reciprocated by me by the touch. But because it is also foolish, I am not accepting it. And you mean well, but you are an idiot. You can't help it. What to do? God made you like that. You are an idiot. But you mean well. You are a well-meaning idiot. So what will I do? I will take your intentions alone and not your idiocy. I will take your intentions but not your ignorance. And the capacity vanum, mati vanum. For that you need matihi, yena. Drishtihi. Drishti enga irukku? Drishti is on Lanka. Drishti inge, in this example, Hanuman's drishti is on Lanka. I have to go and see Sita. I cannot be held up by all this nonsense. I mean, clean and clear. That's the vision. Mati, intelligence is there to accept the intention, rejecting the ignorance. When we fight this instead, sometimes some people will fight. No, you don't know anything. This is important to me. How can you come and do this? Apo, you know what you are doing? You are rejecting the intention and accepting the ignorance. Because you are accepting their ignorance, you are also fighting it. Without, if you never accepted it, there is no need to fight it, no? The Buddha Katela Varume. And there's a story, Buddha's story, where a man came to Buddha and abused him. He was hired by somebody to abuse Buddha. He came and abused Buddha. While abused, he showered upon Buddha, said all kinds of things. Buddha just sat smiling. And this fellow was tired. So when he became tired, he couldn't continue anymore. He stopped and said, I kept saying so many things. Are you not bothered? Buddha said, you said it, but I didn't accept it. So why would I be bothered? What do you mean you didn't accept it? He says, see, the begging bowl is there. I've got a begging bowl. If I put the bowl in front of somebody and they put the food into it, and if I receive it, then I've accepted it. If I turn the bowl upside down, then I have not received anything. No, I have not taken any food from them. Like that, all this thing that you gave me, I did not accept it. Therefore, it has gone back to you. It is not mine. It has gone back to the giver. Return to sender. RTS Puruda, return to sender. You came. I did not accept it. It must come back to you. So why should I be bothered? You should be bothered. I am not bothered. So when you are bothered about it, now you have accepted it in Artham. Because without accepting it, you cannot be bothered about it. So why accept it in the first place? So Hanuman rejected the ignorance, accepted the intention, and since there was only the intention, he reciprocated it with only another intention, another gesture only. Nothing else, nothing more. So there is no obligation. Clean, clear. So Dhriti, Mati, Drishti, Daksham, Elark, all four are shown here. We'll stop here for today. Naliki, we will look at Surasa and Simhika. How transcending these two obstacles of Surasa and Simhika also are examples of Dhriti, Drishti, Matir and Daksham, which is demonstrated by Hanuman as a means of teaching all of us some very important, valuable life lessons. Janaki Kanta Smaranam Jai Jai Rama Rama Anjaneya Swami Ki Jai. Sarve bhavantu sukhinaः sarve santu niramaya sarve bhadrani vishyanu ma kachit dukkham bhavet lokaः samstaः sukhino bhavantu lokaः samstaः sukhino bhavantu lokaः samstaः sukhino bhavantu om shanti shanti shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Sai Shvara.